know, there was the idea behind communism. Moving into other stuff. Communism was from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. Which sounded great. Everyone working and doing what they can. The problem, I think, or one of the many problems, was the coercion. And there ended up being, at least in some communist states that I've heard of, a set of guys at the top who were deciding what everyone's needs and abilities were, and forcing everyone to do this or that, and not trusting the people to make their own decisions about what they could and couldn't do, and you ended up doing things you don't even want to do, right? And you end up working less effective than you could, and the whole thing generally starts collapsing on itself, So I, for one, believe in capitalism, and that the nation states and all that should protect the right to have property, to a reasonable extent, anyway. But I also believe in a kind of non-coercive communism. A kind of, within this capitalist system, we all voluntarily work together. Voluntarily. And if anybody wants to pull out at any time, fine. If anybody's in charge of anything, and then one day they just drop off the face of the earth, fine. We can move on without you. Sad to see you go. Hopefully you'll come back, send you a get well card or whatever, anything as the case may be. But we work together doing what we can do and also what we want to do, and you'll find that what you truly want to do happens to be very useful in some way, You want to help design a logo? Well, hey, that'd be nice to have a logo. If you want to, write a song, cool. you do that if you like, and then maybe we'll all enjoy the song, and maybe everything will contribute to everything else in ways that we can hardly see. But if we can just talk to each other, be nice to each other, start trying to act like a community, but one without crazy sovereignty, one guy at the top, and that messes about one of collective action, of non-coercive action, much as we can, right? At some point you may need to kick somebody off a website if he's just being a jerk, but even then you can't kick him off of the face of the earth, and he may believe himself to be a member of the Enation, right? You know what I mean? But working together, ad hoc, desovereignization, non-coercion, basic humanitarian principles, the free spreading of ideas, doing each little thing at each step of the way, and finding all this energy in the masses that you didn't previously know, bumping into other groups that are thinking along the same lines as you were for a particular issue, and other people, and and combining all this stuff together, and everyone working together, and everyone helping each other. And if it's non-coercive, it can't possibly fail, right? Because if it failed, then we'd all just back out and go back to our normal lives, however it is, right? Non-coercive. There's nothing here to lose. There's nothing here to lose except that which you've already gained from Enation. So, we do it right, it can only go up. I don't know how fast. I don't dare say exactly what way it's going to go. I mean, no one's really in charge of this thing. No one can really say. But I think we start talking to each other, and we start talking to others, and we start being a community without borders. We don't care what physical nation you're in. There's another thing. Someday it'll be kind of bizarre that the current idea we have of being born into citizenship. You're born in Canada, and now you're a citizen of Canada. Like, shouldn't that, someday they'll be like, shouldn't that be your choice? Shouldn't it be, being born as a citizen of nation X will almost be as absurd as being born, a fan of some sports team. Well, obviously you're a fan if you believe in that sports team. And it doesn't matter where or when or to whom you were born. Though I suppose if your parents were both fans of a certain team, you might be a bit of pressure there. But you know what I mean? And to be a citizen of Enation or any other splinter group or any other thing like that, it'll be just your own choice. And each of us doing our own way of doing things. And collectively moving forward in crazy ways I once again can hardly describe. But, considering the response to my previous videos, I think other people know kind of what I'm talking about. So thank you all once again for your support thus far. And, let's start talking about random stuff. Anything that might be considered of any importance to the 10 people we have here, which will eventually be 11 and 12 and 13, and start slowly figuring things out. Start this snowball, which eventually becomes something much bigger. We don't know really when, where, but we do know kind of a how, and the how it's going to happen is us doing this thing, which I've already stated several times. Yeah. But that's my ideas on it. What are your ideas? Because this thing only works if we're a community. Thanks for watching. See you later.